Hi there, Sagittarius. Welcome back to Star Lordess Tarot. I'm going to be doing your September the 10th through the 16th tarot forecast. I went ahead, shuffled the cards, laid them all out, and let's get to your reading, okay? First off, we have the energies of the Three of Swords in the reverse position, followed then by the Eight of Wands in the reverse position. And next we have the Two of Wands in the upright position. And next we have the Nine of Cups in the upright position. And lastly, we have Major Arcana, the Tower, in the reverse position. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on interpreting this read for you guys. First off, we have the overall energy of the Three of Swords in the reverse position. The Three of Swords in the upright position generally speaks of hurt feelings, heartbreak, feeling sad about something or other. In the reverse position, it generally speaks of coming out of heartbreak. The swords are now falling out of the heart in the Three of Hearts, or sorry, Three of Swords. The Three of Swords can represent, it's going to be different for all of you. Remember, it's just a general read. So for some of you, the heartbreak could have come about in terms of, like, say, when we lose a pet or we lose somebody in our lives, we go through a mourning period. And when it's in the upright position, it's sort of like it's still fresh, right? Or if we go through a breakup or anything that would cause us to, you know, have sad feelings about something. When it's in reverse, it's like we're coming out of the grief slash sadness slash heartbreak, however it's playing out in your life, where those grieving energies are releasing from us now, which is, it feels like a relief, which is definitely good news. If the Three of Swords is coming up in a reading, I prefer to see it in the reverse because it means that we're moving past those energies of grief. We've moved through the stages of the grief and we're now moving on. And coming into the week of the 10th, you have the energies of the Eight of Wands in the reverse position. The Eight of Wands in the upright position generally speaks of communication coming in where it can be in any realm, from talking in person to a lot of different people to representing online dating, things like that, where there's a lot of communication back and forth, emails, text messages, things like that with people. When it's in the reverse position, however, it can represent either stalled communication or communication that we expect to come in, but it's not coming in for some reason. It could be that coming off the weekend, well, this is the 10th, the Sunday, maybe some of you were waiting to hear back from someone or from several people, and it just didn't, you know, come through. The communication didn't come through. Or it could be the energies can go both ways. Maybe other people are waiting for communication from you and you're not communicating with them for whatever reason. It's just generally speaking of a delay. It's not that the messages won't come eventually, but it's saying, like, for right now, what you may be expecting, or if you were communicating a lot with a certain person, all of a sudden they may just kind of ghost you, and all of a sudden they're gone. Or you're waiting to hear from, maybe you put out a lot of resumes for a job or something like that, and you're not hearing back yet from them. It's just representing some stuck communication energy for you. But that's coming into the week like that. Now moving on to maybe the middle of the week energy, you have the Two of Wands in the upright position. Two of Wands, pretty good energy. This is when we're making a plan, making a new plan. Say perhaps for some of you, you're waiting on information, it didn't come through, so now you're making a new plan. Maybe you were waiting on information about an apartment or job or something like that, and it didn't happen, so now you're taking the reins and you're making a new plan, and you're moving forward. You're very forward thinking with this, and you're going ahead, because the Two of Wands is looking like straight towards the end of the week. So it could be for some of you, whatever information you're not getting, you're moving ahead with something anyway, but it could be something completely unrelated to that, or you're waiting to hear from a person, they don't get a hold of you, so you're moving ahead with the plan that you already had in place. You're moving ahead with it without their communication. Now moving towards the weekend, you have the weekend of the 15th, 16th, you have some lovely energy here. The Nine of Cups in the upright position. It's the only cup card you have in the read, dealing with emotions and so forth. But it's beautiful energy to have. The Nine of Cups is a card that can speak of emotional abundance and feeling just really good and really full, and it can also just speak of abundance in general. Just sometimes it can represent partying or going to, say, a wedding or a social event, and we're just like really enjoying ourselves. The food is great and the drinks are great and everything is going really well. It's also known as the wish card, so it's beautiful energy to have. If you have a secret wish or a wish that's sort of out there, there's a good chance that towards the weekend of the 15th and 16th you'll get your wish. So lovely energy for you. And then the card that closes out the read is the only major arcana you have, which is the Tower, and the Tower is in reverse. Good news. This is averting a disaster. I think you guys got this a little while ago. Our Sagittarians are averting a lot of disasters these days. Anyway, the Tower card, it's major arcana, so it's a little bit of intense energies. But the Tower card, when it's in the upright position, this can sometimes represent a shocking event that sort of takes us aback. It could be a shocking revelation. It could be a shocking situation, or something that just sort of comes out of the blue and sort of blows us away. It's like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. However, it's in the reverse position. When it's in the reverse position, the energies are a little bit different. They're a little bit softened, and this can sometimes represent averting a disaster. And it kind of makes sense in a progression here, because Sagittarius, you were waiting on something, some kind of communication to come through. It didn't come through. You're making a new plan and your wish is being fulfilled in that respect. And maybe you find out by the weekend that had you gone along with the original plan for the information you were waiting on, maybe that would have been disastrous if you would have gone along with that original plan. Perhaps the new plan that you made helped you avert this disaster, if that makes sense. I mean, it's just making sense to me in the moment right now that could have been. And for others of you, maybe your wish was to avert some type of potentially disastrous situation, and you get your wish. So either way, it's really good. It's a little bit interesting. It's an interesting read. Good to see your overall energy, that you're coming out of grief and sadness. That's wonderful to see. And to see that you're making a new plan, and said plan seems to be bringing about a good, fulfilling wish for you. And it's nice to see that this potential disaster was averted. Once again, you Sagittarians, very lucky people. Okay, I hope this reading made sense to you, Sagittarius. If it did, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, you guys take good care. Bye for now.